Okay, I see the live. Are we up on everybody's pages?
Yeah, you can go ahead and start doing your intro, sir.
All right.
All right.
Well, happy Saturday. Welcome to the Book Asylum. And as you can see, we have a whole full cast.
Happy Saturday. Welcome to the
Who is listening? Who's got their stuff going?
Saturday. Welcome to the Who is?
Not me. Not me.
All right, we'll just continue. We got the whole group. We got Kristen Vincent with us today, Richard Ryan Rose, Jack Childress, Angel Ramon, Mr. Rat Boy, Anthony Castro, and we have Bobbie Murphy, who's the first time I think I've been on here with. Welcome.
Thank
and
you.
the whole show rolls around the CIA weirdo Scott Baker and his brand new release of the Ghosts of Bethlehem.
Bethlehem Asylum.
Bethlehem Asylum. So welcome.
Thank you. I'm
Thanks.
good to be here.
All right. Well, before we get going too deep into the book, I just want to let Anthony know that he is safe. He won't be being monitored as far as we know. Everything is cool.
No, they're just following me, though. And anybody asks any questions that they shouldn't, go on the NSA, you go to the top of the NSA list.
Oh, no.
Probably
Austin Cox came down here asking me questions about Castro, and I totally narked on you.
Did you have the right Castro?
I didn't care. I just assumed.
It's the federal government. They don't know.
Yeah, it's like throwing all the cards in there.
Address.
All right.
All right, well,
Any other
Scott-
announcements?
I think we are good to go. So, Scotty, buddy, what is
Yep.
going on, man? Tell us about this new book you got out, and where did this all come from, brother?
It's the fourth book in the Tatiana Paranormal series, Ghosts of Bethlehem Asylum. I've always wanted to do an asylum one. I was hoping to get out to the Waverly Museum to see it,
wow.
but I didn't get a chance because I found out they're now doing overnight tours of the Waverly.
Oh,
$1,000.
Really?
whoa.
They let you in, they lock the doors, and you spend the entire night in the asylum. So you know what I'm doing when I get $1,000 saved up.
Man,
You're
I
winding
wanna
up
go
in
there
a
so bad.
you're winding up in a B horror movie, is what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing.
Bingo.
Let me know and I'll go with you and record everything.
All right.
That's the plan.
Yeah, but you're
I
paying,
have-
Scott.
I
To get
have
on the
some
movie.
paranormal equipment, so.
Oh, I mean, the thing is, I have no paranormal ability. A ghost could be standing right behind me now, slapping me off the back of the head. I wouldn't know.
I'm
Okay,
a
I'd pay money
huge
to
fan
watch
of the
that.
paranormal.
Yes, me
love
too.
Paranormal everything. I grew up in a haunted house, and it was
Crazy.
documented. Everybody that lived in my house has seen at least something. And so I really want to get a hold of your book,
thank you.
especially if it's about paranormal, because man, that is something I really love. My wife is actually tired of me watching all the ghost vids all the time. So
You need to read the Tatiana Paranormal series, then you would
Yeah, this
absolutely
is the
adore
fourth
them.
book,
Thank you.
and
Yeah.
each
Yes.
one of them is a stand.
So
well,
different.
It's not really
Yes.
standalone, but it's a very different setting,
Yeah.
and her skills seem to be building.
Yes.
And in this fourth book, Scott just said, "Fuck it, I'm drawing blood."
Well, the whole thing is,
really?
she's taking a break from the paranormal. Because if you read the third book, The Ghost of the Maria Doria, you'll know why. And she gets a phone call from this YouTube influencer. He does a paranormal show on YouTube. He's okay. She checks him out. They're pretty good. They don't do the typical ghost hunter type stuff. They don't go to a 12th century Romanian asylum, start speaking in English, or scream like little girls when they go, give us a sign, and something gets fallen over. And they said that a producer wants them to do everything they've ever done has been at places like Winchester Mansion, Captain Grancy, and places that are famous.
Yeah.
They have an opportunity to go visit Bethlehem Asylum in Colorado. Back in 1951, there was a riot at the Dangerous Patients Ward, and everything was covered up. Nobody talked about it. The asylum was shut down. they've got permission to go in there, and they're figuring, oh, this one time, this will put us on the map. And she agrees to go along because they pay her like, I think, $50,000. And once they get there, they find out that not only is this asylum haunted, it's haunted by some of the most evil spirits I put in a book.
That's cool.
But there's a big twist as to why the riot took place.
Ah,
Hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, quick
And-
shout out to Wayne Pickrell. He's out here watching us right now. Just want to say
Hey,
hi there, buddy.
Wayne, what's going on, Wayne?
Hey,
Yeah, I put this one there's a lot of death in this one. Ghosts themselves, the spirits, the spirits run back and forth from, like the quiet spirits to the psycho patient ward. Sorry to use the word like that, but to those spirits that are just, pedophiles, serial killers, sex offenders that start the riot, to the spirit, the one that you don't want to piss off.
That sounds
Level
very
10.
intriguing. I'm really
That sounds
excited to
awesome, man.
get into it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's a hell of a ride. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
Scott, I've been falling behind your books. My bad, man. I've just
Oh,
been that
that's
busy. Yeah,
Well,
I've
just
been that
just
busy.
for fun, just for me, Scott. Why don't we just start with book one? Let's just kind of go through them a little.
Ghosts of Eden Hollow. Tatiana is late 20s. She's getting her PhD. She's got an asshole for a college advisor. He's trying to hit on her, and he's hinting that if she doesn't take it, he won't pass her dissertation. So she slowly realizes, one of her best friends says, hey, come up to my grandmother's mansion in Eden Hollow, Vermont. You can relax, get away for a few days. When she gets there, she discovers that she has the ability to sense and talk with the other realm, the afterlife.
Awesome.
And she finds out that there is several spirits living in this mansion, but one that is completely evil. I mean, this one wound up murdering this guy named Nick, who now becomes her supernatural partner. This is not a paranormal romance. There's none of that, ghostly sex.
Jack.
It's more like, it's more like a buddy movie. But in this one, she develops her skills, trying to clean the mansion out of spirits. Second one is the Ghost of Salem Village. I love this one because
That was brilliant.
thank you. I went to Salem State College and I worked at the Essex Institute. So I learned a lot about the true history of the witchcraft trials. So in this one, she's called to Salem because there is a 19th witch that nobody knew about that was covered up. And that witch is causing a lot of problems. So she has,
Jen. I said Jen.
Me.
and she has to figure out who is this witch, what is the problem, and can she get rid of it? And then the Ghost of the Maria Doria was just it. I asked myself, what is the most frightening thing to be at a cruise ship in the middle of a hurricane? Because I've seen those videos of like the cruise ships going up and down, and there was particularly one where you could hear the hull creaking.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
A
to me.
ship in a storm. I don't care what kind of ship. It's terrifying.
It's terrifying, but it's really, really cool. I'm telling you, I've been on one.
Have you been on one really?
Oh my
wow.
During a bad
gosh.
storm, yeah.
I would be so drunk.
Sorry.
I've been
But
on a.
this-
That'd be so drunk.
I've
but
been on a.
this one.
Good.
The demons aboard, the ghosts aboard the ship are looking for revenge. So they're going to take advantage of this storm for their own purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
And then there's the ghosts of the Ghost of Bethlehem Asylum. And if you read the end of it, there will be a fifth book, but this time it's going to take place overseas.
Ooh.
Oh.
Are you
Well, now-
thinking about including
Exciting.
some gin?
Huh?
The gin. They are.
We
The-
don't want to hear
the-
about your drinking
Oh,
problem.
no. I thought you meant gin, the drink.
Oh no, no, not
I'll
I thought you were talking about
Me
Jenn
too.
Amato.
the
No.
Islamic
Oh,
version of a ghost.
I was in
Basically
the
called
third. I
gin.
helped with the third book.
Okay,
Yes.
I was going to bring that up. I had a feeling. Wait a minute, you did the second book, didn't you, Jen?
Mm-mm.
No,
Salem?
she helped me with the seance, not the seance, the tarot card
The
reading.
tarot card reading.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about.
Yeah, I remember.
Every time I think of the, I can't remember the name of the ship now. Andrea, no,
Maria Dory.
The
Dora.
Maria
Dora.
Dora.
I just think of all the shit that went down on the ship.
Yeah, that was. I really enjoyed that book, and I haven't gotten around to get to the other ones, but I am definitely doing that once I am able. Because though that book alone, I was like, oh my God, this is
It was
like
good.
spectacular. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Did you
It was
get
really good.
Jeff Thompson to help you out a little bit on the naval part?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, I
that
talked
makes
to
sense.
Jeff. I talked to Jeff. I got his. Whenever I do a book, anything, I always run it by the people who know what they're talking about. Like when I was doing the Nurse Alyssa series, my ex-wife was a nurse. I'd have her look at it. My brother-in-law co-owns a gun shop. So if there's ever any questions about firearms, I pass it through him. I want people who know what they're talking about to tell me what's wrong, what isn't wrong.
Yeah.
Because we all know you put one extra bullet in the magazine of a weapon. That's
Now
all-
you're just
That's it.
you're done.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
done.
it. That's
I
all
can't-
they're gonna talk about in the
I can't do
review.
it.
Book's going out the window. I'm finished.
Exactly.
It's a great
Can't
book,
do it,
but he
man.
put an
Can't
extra
do
round
it.
in the AK-47. Oh, he doesn't-
I can't take him
I'm
serious.
not a certified paranormal investigator, but I think I've had enough experience with the paranormal that if you ever have any questions, shoot me a message. I'll be happy to answer anything.
He has experienced some stuff. And
Hey,
I
I
have
will
too.
just. I'll throw it out there,
Yep.
guys. I
Yep.
don't know jack about shit, so don't bother me.
I tell you, I've seen
Double
ghosts.
sarcasm, right?
I'm going to bother him now just for the fun of it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, having read all four of his books, I can tell you that when you water them all down, it all comes to one thing about Scott Baker. He's got a thing for hot Russian women.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because this is not his only book series where we've got some hot Russian woman causing mayhem.
There's a
Uh,
whole there's a whole category section on Pornhub for that. Just to let you
Exactly.
know.
Yeah.
Not
To the
that
Asian
Richard
section.
knows.
That's just
If you
what I've
go
heard.
look at it,
What
it
I've
says
heard.
Richard Ryan Rose.
The Richard collection.
It was Scott
Richard
Adkins. It was Scott Adkins that told him about it.
Yeah, it's always been a terrible influence on me, y'all, ever since childhood.
Oh, hell, I mean,
Totally.
when I
him.
was at the agency, I had to do a few tours to East Europe, and it's like, oh my God, the women there were so beautiful. And there was
That's how it
two
works.
categories. It was these women that were beautiful. I mean, these women could be models, they could be on Vogue, or it was babushkas.
They pretty much they all looked like me. Yeah.
Are they?
Mhm.
So are the
Except the
Russian
beards were a little
women?
longer.
Yeah, they got better beard game than I got.
Are the Russian women as tough as we think they are?
I don't know. I can't go to Russia anymore.
Like you're not allowed.
There's a
They kicked you out of the
story.
country. Or?
No. It's because
It was
Russia
not
and China are there's so much, they're afraid that if any American official goes there on their own, that they could be like they did with that, the Russian, the American, I think it was the basketball player.
Yeah.
That we could be
Yeah.
kidnapped and held
Yeah.
hostage for somebody else. So I'm not allowed to go to Russia or China right now.
So they probably risked Jack Childress right there at the airport as soon as he stepped
Yeah,
off the plane.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody would mistake them for their
Yeah.
grandma.
Ooh.
Yeah, but there's
Hello,
whole different
Sonny.
reasons they're gonna arrest Jack.
There's a reason they stuck you in Tennessee, Jack.
What, Angel?
Yeah, Scott, I wanted to ask you, what are the odds of you putting Jack in one of your books?
Not as
I
well.
don't
Everybody else has.
know.
Please say low.
Just
I mean, I'm doing for the next Chronicles of Paul, and if you've read that, you'll know the Chronicles of Paul is Zombieland and Dead Rising. It is not a serious zombie series. And I need 3 people to die helping to raid a FedEx facility. So
Jack?
this week,
That
so this
sounds like
week I'm
Jack
putting
right there.
this week I'm putting up the. God, I guess I could like put it up for 2 people and make Jack one of them. I should probably
Yeah.
make Jeff one too, considering he's killed
Yes.
me several times in his books.
Absolutely.
Yes,
There you
do
go.
it.
That's
Do
what I
it.
want to hear.
I like
Me,
the fact Jeff kills
Jeff,
me,
and
brings me
Angel.
back, kills me.
Yeah.
I've
As many
been
times as
already.
Angel Ramon, though. Angel's been brought back like 7 times in
Yeah,
one
it's like
series.
7 or 8.
I'm old news.
Yeah,
He
you really
cloned it.
are.
Shit, he took it to the next level with Angel because he
It-
cloned his ass.
Yeah,
He's
it
like,
gets
we're
to
just gonna
the
make a
point
bunch
where
of
it's
them.
like we're
Yeah,
killing
I'm old
Angel
news.
again.
Yeah,
Angel is just a steaming pile of werewolf poop in the middle of the Smoky Mountains somewhere. Ain't no coming back from that. So
yeah, I'm old news. You might want to question up a little. Oh,
And if
Dungeon
you
Dan.
guys
How
are-
about Dungeondan?
If you guys are wondering what we're talking about out there in the live, we're talking about Jeff Thompson's Epic Mayhem series.
Yeah,
If you haven't read it, you have to read it.
You
Yeah.
got to.
We're all in there, and
There it is.
Angel's-
There it is.
Yep, there we go. Angel's
I
only
got
been
it,
killed
Rebecca.
off about 7 or 8 times. So
I get to die in the next one, so I'm excited about that.
And the fun part about that is that me and Jen and Dan have already read your death because
yeah,
we got inside privilege like that.
all of them,
yeah.
all of them.
I hope
Hey,
it's as epic as I am.
More so. More so. Now,
so Scott,
Yes.
anyway, Scott, can I this is kind of a loaded question, so I
boy.
apologize up front, but what can you tell us about your background? I know you work for the agency. I know there's, I have a security clearance too, so I understand that there's only so much you can talk about.
I did the first 10 years, I did open source. I was with FBIS, it's now the Open Source Center, and all we really did was we would monitor Chinese, Russian, North Korean media, Cuban, because they constantly said things. I found out like years later. Oh,
Hi.
like, it was.
hello.
Hi.
It was FBIS that first heard that Khrushchev was pulling the missiles out. So they informed the White House via Moscow radio before the Russian embassy did. That was fun. I got to travel. I spent 6 years in Asia, got to travel all over the world. My last 10 years were the best. I worked for the Department of what was then called the DIO. Now it's the National Clandestine Service. I worked against Iran. I spent some time in Iraq. But my best part was I worked against North Korea. And at working against North Korea, I did weapons of mass destruction. So
Ooh.
I learned so much shit about ballistic missiles, nuclear weapons. They gave me a Q clearance and taught me all the
Nice.
stuff that you
Damn.
can't. Some chemical and a lot of biological.
Oh yeah.
And then I did the last couple of years with cybersecurity. But you gave me a great segue, and this was not planned. The book coming out August 15th is my first and only techno thriller.
oh,
The deadliest.
Oh,
it's
nice.
It's the deadliest breed of assassins. And it's all true. DAPA, the department, it's the Pentagon's private research agency. Things that they have been doing, transhumanism, solidifying organs so you can take more bullet hits.
Humanism.
I was gonna say transhumanism. What is that?
What-
We got a
yeah.
lot of trans going
Transhumanism
on right now. I
is
want to know what
taking-
kind we're
is
talking about.
human beings and like making plastic versions of the organs that work but can take much more punishment.
Oh, so every single horror movie that we've seen, like Repo Men and shit like that, it's all coming to fruition.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Ah,
I mean,
Great.
the book is fiction. None of it happened, but
Uh-huh.
the biological weapon in the book
Yeah.
is a possibility. It's based on a possible reality.
it's based on
Oh,
possible
shit.
things, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
transhuman assassins is possible. The brainwashing is possible. The crocodile they use to sedate them, the drug, okay, creates zombie-like monsters. And the main enemy in this one is North Korea. So everything I learned that
Everything, but maybe a few very minute details might be is actually all correct and real.
You said there's a drug that creates zombie-like monsters.
Oh,
Crocodile.
please let it go.
It's a real thing.
it wherever you inject it, it creates necrosis of the tissue.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gross.
So it's fiction, but it's a possibility.
But
You
it's-
could create this bioweapon. You could create these assassins. Everything that goes on in North Korea does happen. I mean, North Korea is the most up place ever. When they used to have videotapes, they the South would smuggle in anti-North Korean videos.
Mhm.
What they would do is go to apartment buildings, their version of the SS, would shut the power down. Officers would go to every apartment and stand in front of the VCR. Power would be turned on, they'd hit the eject button. And if any tape came out that wasn't approved by the regime, everybody in the household was taken away and executed.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, and it's not just if I committed a crime in North Korea, they take away me. They take away my entire family, my wife. Well, I don't have one at the moment, but my wife, my kids. They'll take away your spouse's family. They'll take away all your friends.
They
friends.
eliminate a whole
Damn.
generation of people.
A whole
Exactly.
generation of people.
Exactly. And the
Yeah.
idea is, if I'm doing something wrong, you guys all rat me out so your family doesn't get wiped out. I mean, they actually executed, Kim Jong-un actually executed his uncle with a piece of artillery.
I remember that.
Yep, just tied him to a pole, dropped the artillery and shot him. It's bizarre. Everything about the North Korea regime is true.
He said one of the
Wow.
dogs did.
And it's open source. I checked everything to make sure that it's out there, that it's available. So it's a bizarre, it's got a little bit of a horror twist to it, but it's my techno film.
Oh, I can't wait for it. August
No, I'm
15th.
telling you, dude, I am
That's-
pumped about
That's
this.
crazy. I'm
You
in.
said
And
August 15th.
August
right?
15th, and North Korea experts will laugh because that is Kim Il-sung, the great leader's birthday. And that is
That's
Oh,
funny.
wow.
that is a huge celebration. That
That's
to
a
them
smack
is
in the
like
face.
Christmas is to us on July 4th.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
I
now,
love
let
it
me
when
ask
you come on, Scott. We have the most interesting informational questions and interesting discussions
Thank
from
you.
you.
Well, see,
Yeah.
this is what is so great about all the people that I've been fortunate enough to meet throughout this. Like I posted on Facebook, the team is finally assembled because I know it seems like there's a lot of people here, and yet we're getting a lot of information out of the guests because everyone has a different mindset, a different thing they're curious about. So here's my thing that I'm curious about. Since Anthony and Kristen didn't take the opportunity, even though I texted them earlier,
You did?
what's really going on in Area 51?
Ah.
Oh, geez.
To be
Getting
honest
into
with
the
you,
real questions, aren't we?
to be honest with you, as far as I know, that is where we conduct research on new aircraft, new designs. That's where we develop the SR-51. I am not a big
Blackbird.
believer in alien technology. Now, having said that, my cousin Robert is a huge Ancient Aliens fan. He lives by that show. And every time we'd get together,
We met.
he'd take me out for lunch. When I'd come back, from leave, he'd take me out to lunch, turn up the car radio and say to me, "What can you tell me about the aliens?" And I'd always tell him, "Rob, I can't tell you, they'll kill us both." So one night, it was at a Christmas party, and him and his friend were talking about how the moon landing was fake. And they're going through all the details, and I finally pretended to get mad at them. And I said, "You two have no fucking idea what you're talking about. We got to the moon. It was part of the deal. We gave them asylum. They gave us the technology. It's why we did it. And the Russians, the Japanese, and no one else did." And I stormed out of the room. His wife comes in 5 minutes later and goes, "You are such an asshole. That's all they're talking about now." CIA guy said.
They're living off
Outrage.
that moment for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, they're probably still talking about it.
If you want to read a book, okay, where I take all the alien conspiracies, Operation Majestic.
Oh yes, I know of this one.
Yeah, it's a movie. It's July 1947. Germany's at its height. Hitler is celebrating. They used nuclear weapons. They wiped out the Soviet Union. Britain surrendered. World War II never happened. July 1947. A UFO lands at Roswell. The aliens get out and say, "This is not your timeline. This is all screwed up." The Vril Damen, the women from, the which supposedly talking to the other people, the Anunnaki contacted them and said, "Look, we'll give you nuclear weapons to win the war if you let us do what we want in the old Soviet Union." So they give them the Glocker, a time machine, and send them back to ancient Egypt, where the Anunnaki are helping the Egyptians build the pyramids. They're getting the nuclear weapons to change history. The good aliens that landed at Roswell send a group of Americans back to stop them and correct the timeline.
That's
Now,
a great freaking storyline
It
right
sounds
there.
so amazing.
This is a combination. Thank you. This is a combination of me being a World War history buff and my wife making me watch every ancient alien episode there was.
That's a good woman.
So one night it was just like, I'm going to put all this shit together and I'm going to drive conspiracy theorists insane.
Well, hey, full disclosure, me and Richard actually got to meet the guy from Ancient Aliens at
Giorgio.
Bigfoot Festival. Yeah, Giorgio.
Giorgio.
Man.
You talking
Yeah,
about the guy
we-
with the crazy hair?
The guy with
Yep,
the hair.
with the
Yeah.
hair. Yep, the hair.
Yeah.
We met him, talked to him, and his agent, I guess it was his agent, stuntman, something, whatever.
Is his agent? He's a stunt man also.
But he gave some like really great
He's a
advice,
stuntman.
but yeah, right.
On how to do your hair like that? Is that?
Isn't giving me
I'm
advice.
just wondering. I mean, you just said advice. You didn't specify.
I was telling them about my book, and they was giving me some good advice about how to get it on film,
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
get it into a series. So
Yeah,
That I would love to see.
I would.
You know
too.
what I love about Tsoukalos is he does the hair, he wears the outfit, the jewelry. You know that when he goes in, he combs the hair back, he puts on different clothes, and nobody recognizes him.
Oh yeah, no.
Perfect. That's brilliant, actually.
That's probably true because, like I said, when we saw him, he was in full character. Man,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was
Oh yeah,
it was like he went comb. We are ready to go.
yeah. Super nice guy. Real good.
Yeah, he
guy.
was, man. He was a really nice dude. He really was. I thought he kind of overcharged for autographing a couple pictures, but
You
Yeah.
know, sometimes that's not them.
That's a
Sometimes
creation event.
it's the event creator. Yeah.
Now I wanted to ask Scott, what kind of research did you do as far as the paranormal stuff? Bringing it back to your books and stuff. Did you like go in the field and actually like stay the night in some of these places and just kind of like
Not at-
with other paranormal investigators and stuff like that?
Not at the beginning. What I did was I reached out to some friends who like, oh, I got a great paranormal investigator. So I interviewed a couple of them, got the idea, got the details on it. Over time, I've reached out. You can see it on TikTok. I went to Sean Astin. I don't know if you ever saw 28 Days Haunting on Netflix.
Yeah, I have.
Sean Astin did Captain Grant's Inn. I had earlier this year the opportunity to go down to do a paranormal investigation. It was part of a group. It wasn't just me of Captain Grant's Inn with Sean.
That's cool.
Yeah, and he gave me a lot of advice. He told me a lot. It was the advice he gave me about the spirit box and the EMF stuff that wound up in the new Tatiana.
Yeah,
novel.
EMF detectors and all that stuff. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's really funny because I'm a believer, even though I'm not sensitive. I'm a believer because at one paranormal event in Salem, there was a spirit in the room. And everyone was asking, are you here to talk to me? Are you here to talk to me? When it was my turn, it lit up green. So I had said, I said, okay, are you like a deceased family member? Nothing happened. So then I said, "Are you a deceased pet?" And it went green.
Wow.
And I said,
Aw.
"Are you my dog, Walter?" And it went all the way to the right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah, a lot of people don't
Wow.
understand animals
There's-
have spirits too, man.
But yes, and there's
Mhm.
a lot of these ghosts are and spirits are able to answer intelligently. Just sometimes it's
Yeah.
really hard for them to come through a spirit box, but they might be able to make the EMF detector go all the way red.
Exactly.
They have to
My
manifest
first-
a lot of
my first,
energy.
Now, let
Go
me
all the
first
way green.
experience with a ghost. First time I realized it was real, we had just moved into a house, and I was probably about 10 years old. And I woke up in the middle of the night because I had this sudden feeling somebody was watching me. And I thought maybe it was my mom. I woke up and I saw this lady standing at the end of my bed. And I was like, oh, it's just my mom. I was half asleep. But then I realized I could see my nightlight through her legs. And I was
What are
like,
you doing looking at ghost
I
legs?
was going to
like,
say,
holy
why
shit,
are we
man.
looking there?
Castro,
And
we'll have to
so
put you on a
that was
different
like
show.
that was the moment that I realized everything and was real. And living in that
Mhm.
house for my whole entire life, pretty much, we saw full body apparitions,
Yeah.
voices.
Mhm.
We were watching TV one day, and a full body apparition formed. Took about 3 or 4 steps past the TV and then disappeared through the wall. And everybody saw it. We were all just like, "What?" So
Yeah,
it was
what
like,
the heck?
Yeah, I lived in a haunted house. We had some similar things happen. Full body
Yeah, I moved
apparitions,
to a house
stuff
back
flying
in
off
New
the
York
walls.
like
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I know what you're talking about, Anthony.
I'll do a little bit of a reveal. I wasn't going to, but at
Oh.
the end of this book, the fifth book is going to take place in, what the hell, go for it, Treblinka Death Camp.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Now, the reason is my second wife is very attuned to the paranormal. And we did a tour of, she's a World War II buff. And the last trip to Germany, we visited Ben LeBlanc Strasse, where the July 20th plot took place. And when we were there, she felt the spirit pulling her over to where Stauffenberg and them were executed.
Oh my God.
We went to Plötzensee, which was where they tortured the prison, the July 20th plot, where they hanged him with piano wire. The minute she walked in the execution chamber, dozens of voices started talking to her, wanting to tell the story. So we went to Poland, we went to Treblinka, and they tore down the entire camp, but they've like set up monuments to it. It's very bizarre, but it's the biggest death camp. It was made only to kill Jews.
Damn.
And unlike Auschwitz, which was also a labor camp, almost 1 million people were killed in this camp.
That's
And
insane.
we're walking through, and she gets to the location where the gas chamber was and stopped breathing.
Whoa.
She had to move away for a couple of minutes and she wouldn't even talk to me. She just like went off and let all the spirits try to talk to her. So it was that inspired this next one. Is going to be at a concentration. I was going to do Babi Yar. I had planned on go, which was the Einsatz group, the German groups that went around killing. Babi Yar was the biggest. It was 31,000 people were murdered in 2 days. It was in Ukraine. I was planning a trip. I was going to go to Babi Yar. I was going to go to the Battle of Kursk. I was going to go see Chernobyl, and people fucked that up.
See, I've always been intrigued with like paranormal type stuff, and as I've gotten older, I've been really intrigued with the Holocaust and Chernobyl and all of that. And we growing up, we lived in a few houses that were very much haunted. I know that there was one morning I was getting ready for school, and my mom was already at work. Nobody was there. It was just me, and I had walked out the front door. And when I walked back in, there was a little girl standing in the hallway with pigtails. And there's also been like our doors would lock and unlock. And actually, believe it or not, Jack, this is down in Colioca.
What?
Yes.
That's my
Hey, guys.
hometown, by the way. For everybody that's wondering, that's my hometown.
That's where you're from. Okay.
So yeah, so that house is very much haunted. But question. So if you were, I guess, to want to go on to one of the hunts, with people that do the paranormal activities and investigations and stuff. Would that be something that would be possible to do?
Talking to me?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're the guest.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to, and the only one I've been able to get an arrangement to do was that group one with Sean Austin and Captain's Grand Inn, and then I did another one in Salem during last Halloween's adventure. I would love to do it. I would love to go to a place and just watch the paranormal investigation team at work.
All right. Well, team, our new goal as of today is to get Scott hooked up with a group that will take him along to get him into these places. Because I've seen some of the stuff he's posted in the past. He puts tons of photos up, gives good commentary on what he's seen, what's going on there.
Shit,
Really
man,
cool
I think
stuff,
as a
man.
group,
Yeah,
we should all go.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you see this
I-
motley crew right here come walking up. They're going, no,
Yeah, the
we're,
ghosts.
sold
We're
out.
the paranormal team. The ghosts will look at us and go, "Hush."
Forget about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
Scott,
outta here on
I
this.
think you should reach out to Jason Hawes. I'd be willing to bet that even if his team didn't bring you in, I bet you one of his other ones would.
Oh,
Jason.
from he's
Ghost
Ghost
Hunters.
Hunters.
Ghost
Ghost
Hunters.
Hunters. Yeah.
Oh,
Very
God,
approachable.
no, because they hate me. I make
Why
such.
do they hate
I'll
you?
make.
What?
He already messed it up.
I made such fun of those type of shows in the fourth Tatiana book.
No,
I mean,
they're not. They won't hate you. Baggins might hate you because he's a egotistical.
Well, he is
prick,
fake.
but
She is.
The only,
Well, hey-
only show that I put any credence in is Dead Files.
Yes.
oh, I love that one.
yes.
I met
was
Amy Allen. She
watching-
came to my shop.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
you
Yeah,
got to meet
she-
Amy?
Yeah, she came to my shop. I had a metaphysical shop in Point Place, Toledo, Ohio. And she came in to grab some stuff, and my coworker, the person that was part of it with me, looks and she goes, "Did I go to high school with you or something?" And Amy is like, "No, I don't think so." And I'm sitting here charging this a bag for her, like a mojo bag for her. I'm sitting here charging it, and she is like, my friend Tiffany looks over at me and goes, "Oh my God." And then she looks at Amy and goes, "You're Amy Allen." And I was like, "Wait, what?" He was doing they've been to Toledo a few times. They were doing the house on Collingwood Avenue. It had a bunch of spirits in it. It was from, like back way when Toledo was a Fortune 500. We had tons of greatness in that city, and a lot of places, a lot of Fortune 500 companies headquartered in that city. It was one of those huge houses in Old West End that's now, just been worked over, and the people started doing work in the house and aggravated the spirits. And she actually hooked us up with that person, the homeowner. And I became friends with the homeowner. I went over there multiple times, me and my group of people. We cleared her house for her. We got rid of the residual, because a lot of things were just in loop. They were kind of stuck in loop.
Yeah.
So-
Residual hauntings.
Yeah, where, it was the same, this person, the spirit, this entity was dealing with the same terrible point in their life that kept them there, dealing with it over and over and over again. There was one in the yard who just kept getting lit on fire.
Was it
Damn.
an intelligent haunting, or was it just kind of like a
There was a couple, there was a woman there that was an intelligent haunting.
Yeah.
It was a highly intelligent haunting. I had I had gone around her bed because this woman would actually sit on her bed and yell at her. So I went around the bed and like protected the bed so this spirit could not enter her space. So instead of doing that, she stood in a corner of the room screaming her head off from like 2 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Oh no.
And my friend, this girl calls me and she's like, "Jen, I need you to come back over. I don't know what the hell's going on." She stood in the corner screaming. She's like, "It's an old woman." And a lot of
Give her
people
some
were
yarn
like,
and some knitting needles. I mean,
a lot of people
No,
were
you
like,
don't
Nice,
give her those
Castro.
knitting needles.
He's like, don't give him knitting needles.
a lot of people were like, I have to, you know, this is a demon. You guys have to get rid of it. And it's like a lot of people, anybody who says it's a demon, 9 times out of 10, they don't know what they're talking about. Demons got other things better to do. And if it is a demon, somebody brought it there.
Yeah.
They're invited,
definitely.
you know. So like there's a huge deal with anybody who says that it's a demon. I can't believe that you're actually real, you know,
I
that
truly
you know what you're talking
believe
about.
that these, like, if you're in a place that's haunted long enough, I think like gum on your shoe when you leave those places,
They'll
it
attach.
can stick to you.
Yeah, they'll attach.
Because
But that you gotta make sure you take precautions before you leave the house like that.
see, when
you
I
know,
was
when-
young and I left the house that I lived in, when I left, I didn't know anything about that stuff when I was young. And so my whole life, ever since we left that house, I've seen things, experienced things. I've like we have a thing still to this day. I think I saw it last night. In fact, we call it the peeker. It's a shadow person, likes to peek around corners.
Mhm.
And
That was me. That was me. Don't worry about it. I'm just keeping tabs on everybody.
But yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but when it does happen, it's very startling because you know you're laying in bed and you're looking at the doorway, and all of a sudden there's this.
Well, but Amy Allen came to my shop for these people on her show that she was that she came to help.
Yeah.
And she took our card, and actually she didn't mention us, and she didn't slide it, you know, slide the card over or anything like that. But she's like, I ended up finding a group of witches in town. Here's their card, you know, and I was like, oh, she's talking about us because she was over at my shop.
Right.
That's cool.
Now,
Yeah,
did you say witches or the other word?
Witches
Okay, just check.
with a W.
All right, so Jack's gonna get a voodoo doll treatment tonight.
Yeah. He's
It's been a
really-
while.
It's
My
been a
back's been
while.
bothering. My back's
It
been
really has.
bothering me, so I
Oh,
could
so you
definitely
want me
go for some.
to
yeah,
rub
I
you
need-
before I stab you?
Yes.
With the needle?
Yeah.
Come with the whisper, Jack.
And she's
Yeah.
not gonna stab you in the neck and the shoulders.
Mm.
Yeah, no, that's
No.
A
that's
little
one
lower.
reason why, like, I
That-
don't
that-
even.
That would be
Small
the most.
target, small target.
That would be the most activity that guy has seen in a long time.
So with the attachment and stuff, like that's half the reason why I don't even go to thrift stores anymore, because I've heard so many stories about people that bring their stuff to thrift stores and stuff, or yard sales, and you end up buying stuff that has something attached to it, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
things are happening at your
Well,
house.
See, now that I think is, if you know what you're doing, even if you just sage it out in the yard before you take it inside your house, that helps. That clears.
Yeah, I know
Um,
nothing about that. So
And well, you know, it's just like if you were to go to Goodwill or a garage sale and you grab clothes for your kids or you grab clothes for yourself, you're not going to just put them on. You're going to wash them first. So pretty much what you're doing by saging it is pretty much doing that kind of a cleansing, kind of a clearing, washing it first before you bring the dirtiness into your house.
Yeah.
And it stays outside.
I
So
sage at least once.
I got
maybe
you if
once
you
every
have
other
any
month,
questions.
absolutely, I would take you up on that.
Yeah. for
Not
sure.
not gonna lie. I have been that guy that has bought some jeans at the old Goodwill, brought them home, and the next morning ripped the tags off, put them on, went to
You're a
work.
dirty boy.
Mhm.
That's why he has cracks.
And you wonder why your dick don't work.
Right.
That's why everything itches.
I want to talk about, and I can speak of this. The house I just left had I'm going to use evil entity. I don't think it was demonic. I think it was just a very bad ghost. My niece discovered it. She came over one day to visit, and my niece she's 17. She's highly attuned. And she noticed when she came, she could feel the presence in the house. It was something in the woods behind the house. Something was buried there, very evil. And it had attached itself to me because I was the most vulnerable, because I was under the most stress. And I worked in the basement, which was where it dwelled. And very long story short, she worked with me to get it out of me.
Mhm.
And then we set up and I don't remember the ingredients she used, but we set up a jar to attract it that would hold it in.
Oh,
And-
probably Four Thieves vinegar.
Maybe, I think so. And then we like put it in this plastic container. We put it in a box.
Mhm.
Inside the box and outside the box, we did the salt circle and the cross. Put it in a plastic container with the top. And when I was moving, after the wife and the daughter had moved on, we took it down to the local river, and the water was black. And we got rid of it. And then she turned around and went back to the house with us and cleansed both sides of the house.
Good.
Now, the landlady, who was going through severe back pains and neck pain.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I gotta get out of here, guys. So,
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna take
Okay.
All right, Angel.
gotta take my parents out. But yeah, but Scott, it was nice to see you, man. All right.
Yes.
See you later, Angel.
Yeah.
See you, Angel.
Take care, Angel.
So the
So the
landlady,
yeah.
the landlady who was suffering all these bad pains, I called her the week later to check. She was feeling a lot better. And the person who had lived in the house before me was coming over to help do the cleaning of the house. And she said that she told the landlady for the first time she hated being upstairs because every time she walked towards the stairs, she got this impression that something wanted to push her down the stairs. When she went back after the cleansing, she said, "This house is beautiful. There's nothing here. I don't feel threatened anymore."
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's-
I'm a believer.
It's a real thing, and everybody, I think everybody has a story about, something that's happened. And before I even got into, you are the story, Jack. Before I even got
We'll fix that.
Before I got into anything pagan or anything like that, I had my own stories, and it's like now I know how to handle it, and it's all about knowing and how to handle it and care for it. And a lot of these spirits, some of them are they're nasty. They were nasty in real, when they were alive. They're horrible in the spirit world, and they're angry, and it makes them just that now they have like a free reign, a domain where nobody can see them being nasty, and they can go ahead and be as nasty as they want. So they do. And and every once in a while you get the family member who visits you in your dreams, and you get the family
Had
member
that many
who
a
tries
times.
to calm you. Yeah, you get the family member who tries to calm you when you're flipping out, because something's happening or you're going through a very stressful time. And unfortunately, Scott, you're right. When we are at our most stressed is when we are vulnerable, and when they try to when the negative energies and entities try and take over. And that's the horrible thing. That's why it's always so important to sage your house at least once a month.
Yeah.
It also actually helps with your relationships in the physical realm versus and as well as the spiritual realm.
So where do you buy it at? The sage?
Oh my God, you can buy, there's tons of metaphysical shops, or,
Yeah.
people call them the woo-woo stores, or,
Yeah.
the
Woo-woo
hippie
stores.
shacks, or,
I keep sage in
Yeah,
my house. I tell you that.
So my
You just
birth-
burn it, right? You just burn it and walk around.
Burn it,
smoke.
walk around.
yeah,
We do
And
it
you
at my work.
basically, you say, only light and love are allowed here, and you kind of just
you can come up with your own negativity. You're not
Yeah.
wanted here. Get
Yeah,
the fuck out.
exactly.
You
Get
can,
the fuck out of my house.
that's what I do.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but
Anything
you
bad
would-
doesn't belong here. Get out.
you usually want to start at the most inward place and work your way out. Basically, you're trying to flush it all out.
That's
out.
and that's something that where your starting point is something that's up to you. There's a lot of, just like with theology of Christianity, karma and how to sage is a theological discussion that goes over and over and over. Some people don't believe, like I'm the one that doesn't believe you have to have your windows open. They can get
I
in
don't
here
do that.
without them being open. They can
Right.
get out without
Exactly.
them being open.
That's something I'm curious about. So my mom, like her side of the family are French,
Mhm.
and my birth father is Turkish. but I have extended family and who are very religious, and they said I've always heard that you can bring demons and spirits in by watching horror movies and
Oh,
stuff
for
like
Christ's
that.
sake. Are they,
Yeah, no.
never mind.
No.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
Nah.
message me
That-
about it.
You know what, in all reality, anything is an open door technically. And it's not, again, demons have better things to do. They have minions that they're ruling. They don't give a crap what us, lowly earthlings, lowly humans are doing. We're amoebas compared to them in their minds, but you can't, the only time you really will actually have demon activity and demon type stuff happening is if you're someone who doesn't understand what's going on and you perform some kind of a jacked up ritual that has invited them in.
Like the Ouija board.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I was just about to say.
Ouija board, yes, but if you know how to use it, it's a great divination tool.
No,
I ain't touching
That's
that.
Some
weird.
people,
Nope,
some
not
people are
touching it.
very anti Ouija board. I don't mind them, but I don't touch them unless I have a lot of time where I can sit here, sage it, banish whatever it has tried to talk to me and say goodbye and all that other stuff. So really, honestly, it's another personal preference. A lot of people think that that's just something I don't want to mess with, and they don't, and that's actually good. But don't play the Ouija board
Yeah.
if you don't know how to close it out.
Well,
And-
now here's my thing. Hold up. Now, I used to have a Hasbro. Was it Hasbro that made the Ouija board? Remember, they
I
started putting
believe
that out.
it was
like,
Yeah, you
Mattel,
can get 'em in the
maybe or
toy section.
something.
Yeah,
somebody,
definitely.
one of them.
Company.
They are in the
but-
toy section. You have to be 8 to play.
Yeah, and
That's
I
fair.
had
But
one, and I used
21
to
to
mess
smoke
with it.
and drink.
I mess with that thing all the time. That's something that's never once told me nothing. So apparently, I'm on the persona
is
non
broke.
grata list. But I'm going to
They
use
hate
that.
you
To,
even in the other world.
but I'm going to use that to springboard back because we are getting close to kind of the end of the hour here. Although we can do what the hell we want because it's our freaking show. But Scott, when I first met you, you weren't doing paranormal. You were doing zombie, bro.
Right.
You had Nurse Alyssa versus the
Yeah.
zombies, man.
Mhm.
Yes.
Give the viewers a little bit about that in case they don't already know about it.
Nurse Alyssa versus the Zombies it's my most popular zombie series. It's
Rightfully so.
Thank you. Alyssa is a nurse at the ER in Mass General. She's not militarily trained. She's just your average everyday person. Her
Mhm.
husband, Paul, her ex-husband, Paul, was the prepper. He built a cabin up in the mountains of New Hampshire outside of North Conway. He was the one that stockpiled it with food and weapons, and then they separated. Nurse Alyssa is in the ER, Mass General Hospital, when the outbreak hits. And the whole story, the first book is her going through, watching the outbreak, watching people that were bitten die and turn into zombies and turn others. The first book, she tries to get out of Boston, which is falling apart at the seams. Second book, she tries to make her way up to New Hampshire, where Paul had built the prepper cabin. And then after that, each story is different. Third book, they fight a group of bad guys and a horde of zombies during a firestorm that's taking out North Conway. Fourth book, they deal with hunters. They deal with a group of zombies that have developed the pack hunting mentality.
Oh,
Not smart zombies. These are
But
zombies
just-
that
they're stupid and they're pack mentality.
they're like
Right.
wolves.
Yeah.
There's like
That's
5
scary.
or 6 of them. There's 5 or 6 of them that know how to hunt, and the rest of them are just the flock.
You can't negotiate with them.
Well, and that the thing is, it's not like, let's attack all at once. It's like they're like, okay, you guys stay here, you circle around.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
scary.
That makes
So-
them dangerous, deadly
Yeah.
dangerous.
Mhm.
So it's sixth book, they wind up fighting zombies on an island during a blizzard, which I had a hell of a time writing. 9
But
books
it
out
worked.
already. The 10th book coming out around Halloween is the last book in that series.
Oh my
Oh, really?
God.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. Haven't decided who's gonna live and who's gonna die yet, but,
Ooh.
but
Dan's over there
exciting.
right now. Dan's over there right now with his hands below,
yeah,
below
I'm
the
like,
camera,
oh,
just like
shit.
freaking out. You know, just like, oh shit.
but I will be continuing with the Tatiana series. I'll be
Oh, good.
continuing. I'm actually writing the 3rd Chronicles of Paul book.
Nice.
There's going to be this. I used to work part-time at the FedEx facility. So there's going to be a huge zombie fight scene at a FedEx facility.
I like it.
And
Yeah.
I'm also looking to start a new series. But I'm still doing the research on it and haven't decided. There's 2 of them I'm looking at. I might do both. I don't know.
Well, you are a writer. That's what writers do.
Oh my
They do
God.
more
I
than they
can't
plan
even
on.
imagine all of that going through your head at once. I'm struggling with my one series. You're like, yeah, I'm doing this, and I got dates for this. And I'm like, how do I get to that level?
I have to do one at a time. I can't do like multiple projects.
Well, it's a walk by a friend of mine sent me a meme the other day about vampires, how can vampires have blood all over their face? That's like, you eating soup and having it all over your face. It's disgusting.
I mean, it
I've
happens.
now got this idea of a generational battle between vampires. Young vampire comes home with blood all over his face. The older Dracula style vampire oh, you got
Oh
messy
shit!
eater.
Yes,
You
yes.
gotta be
I
more
want
responsible, son.
yeah.
Scott's got other series.
You're
that nobody
wasting
ever talks
food.
about.
At
There's
least with your
vampires
mouth,
going
damn it.
hungry in Ethiopia.
Exactly.
I like that. I like that.
Exactly.
But I started with Scott Baker. I started with the Rotter series, 3 books.
Yeah.
And I fucking loved it. Zombies and vampires.
Yeah, so that was my
Very
first
simple.
zombie trilogy about 10 years
Yeah.
ago. It's a small group of humans and vampires that are trying to survive. There was a rotavirus that was found in a lab. The vampires released it, thinking, oh, if humans are trying to stop from being eaten, they won't be hunting vampires. They misjudged because zombies will eat any type of flesh, whether it's living or living dead or undead. So they're trying to get along. They're trying to survive in this little off the coast of Maine. When a scientist shows up and says, yeah, I'm the guy that invented the zombie virus, and I got a cure for it, a vaccine, but it's in an underground military bunker 500 miles south.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, no problem. So it's first book is, I love it. It's great. It's got a lot of betrayal. It's got it's got characters in it that turn good, but nobody realizes it. Second book, they try to get the vaccine to the government in exile. And they're also dealing with a raiding rape party. And then in the third book, it's
A rating what?
rape party. It's like a motorcycle gang that goes out, they steal what they can, they bring the woman in, they throw them into the rape room.
Women are only good for one thing.
Yep,
That's
got
pretty
the
much
rape
it.
room.
And
Yeah.
then the third book is the end of the zombie apocalypse. Now, whether the humans live or the zombies live, you have to read the book.
That's
Yeah,
right.
It's worth reading.
So I
Um,
love zombie stuff. I literally cannot get enough of it.
Yeah, me neither.
And that's why when people
always-
say
I've
that the
always
zombie
wondered,
thing,
What is the possibility of a actual zombie apocalypse?
he is CIA, he probably already knows.
Yeah, well, that's why we had to go into Iraq.
Like you have no idea how many times we've stopped it.
I doubt it could ever happen. There's a book Jonathan Mayberry wrote, Zombie CSU.
Oh, Jonathan Mayberry.
Yeah.
When he was writing, when he was doing the research for World Wars.
Rotten
Patient
Ruin?
Zero. No, Patient Zero.
Oh, okay.
He went out and talked to military, police, mayors, fire departments, and I love the dog. And he got all their opinions, and they're pretty much of the ability. It would have to be one of these World War Z type things, where it happened all over the world
At
at
the same
once, and nobody was ready for it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not worried about a zombie apocalypse. What I am worried about is, from the years of knowledge at the agency,
Mhm.
a massive pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, COVID was
That
was level one of the amateur game.
Yeah.
And we fucked that up already. We're not ready for it.
Not
You know,
ready
we-
at all.
Yeah,
We
it's
couldn't
the-
handle the apocalypse on easy mode. I can imagine when the food starts running
Yeah,
out.
I mean,
Right.
one of the movies that scares me is the one with Gwyneth Paltrow, Pandemic.
Yeah.
Because
Haven't seen that one.
Watch it.
It's
it's-
more
Is
of
that
a real life type of-
Contagion?
Yeah, it
Well,
is
maybe it is
Contagion.
It's
Contagion. Yeah.
Contagion.
Contagion.
Gwyneth
Contagion.
Paltrow,
Okay.
Matt Damon,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
she
Matt
brought it
Damon.
home. She
Yeah,
brought
she
it.
brought it.
Matt
Oh,
Damon.
okay.
She's out there
I think
whoring
it
and
was
she
from
brought it home.
Yes, she was.
it
out
was
there
from
being
a bat that had landed in like
Bit
a
of
pig
pig.
skin or something like that.
Yes.
A
Gee,
bat-
doesn't
bit of
that
pig.
sound familiar?
because
I
that's
think if there's any kind of
exactly
zombie-esque apocalypse, it's going to be more of a severe rabies type thing where it's
Yeah.
like immediate madness, and it's I can see it spreading quickly.
there's actually
throughout
some
the
people
human
who have done
policy.
their research on this, and
Yeah.
they put the information up on YouTube. I can't remember, it's like starts with an I, the guy that I had watched, but he said pretty much the same thing you did, Scott, about how it'd be something biological that has to jump the human and animal barrier that we there's like, for some reason there's some things that we just can't get, like the virus that ants get that is actually on like the floors of the
Right.
Yes.
the Amazon and stuff like that, in the forest and stuff. There's a virus
Fungi.
that it's a fungi that actually takes over.
The Last
It's
of
a
Us was
zombie
talking
virus.
about that.
Yeah.
But that, in order for that to even jump to humans, it would have to be something like really bad, and like it's not possible right now. Our
Well, I don't know
bodies
if you-
actually do a lot to kill it off.
I don't know if you guys have seen The Last of Us or played the game or anything
Yes.
like
Oh, yeah.
that.
No,
That's what they're talking about in that show, is the possibility, the realistic possibility that the psilocybin, I think it's called, the fungus, it cannot live in a human body because it only goes up to like 98 something degrees and then it dies. But if it was had the ability to go past that threshold,
it would have to be lab created.
yeah, I don't know if
Wuhan.
they don't go into specifics in the show.
Yeah,
but-
Scott, I
or
see
the
you're
game.
chomping at the bit there. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to use like Ebola.
Yeah.
Right now, the only way you can catch Ebola is if you touch or get in your eyes or mouth or nose the fluids of somebody who has Ebola. But look at the rest of monkey house. That spread via inhalation, but it only spread among monkeys. So that's why there was no. But can you imagine if that version of Ebola species jumps?
Wasn't that
That's
outbreak
scary.
from 1996?
That
Oh.
was yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was a really good movie too. I really enjoyed that movie because
Oh.
that's what's scary about the whole
What
thing.
movie was
Ho
it?
ho! I'm going to stop the whole show here
Outrage.
just for a minute, and Dungeon Dan is going to be in with me on this. We're talking about movies, and she's given the year they came out. Dan, she's 5 minutes in.
I know. I'm sitting here. It's like, where the hell is this information coming from?
What is this?
Because
Get through the opening credits. Of
I
any one
wasn't
movie?
45 back in 96. I was 20.
So what movie was it?
Outbreak.
Contagion.
Oh yeah,
Outbreak.
Outbreak. And the one with
Mhm.
Dustin
Renee
Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman and Renee what's her
It
nuts.
was a good movie.
Russo.
Ray
It was
Russo,
Russo.
Donald Sutherland,
Donald
Kevin
Sutherland.
Spacey.
He was such a dick in that movie, and he was so good at it.
Wasn't Louis Gossett Jr. in there too?
Who?
Yes,
Who?
I believe.
Yes,
Yeah, he like
Cuba
Cuba
Gooding
Gooding Jr.
Jr.
He
Yeah.
was higher
Oh,
up, I
Gooding
believe.
Jr. I'm
No,
sorry.
he was the major. He was like one of the rookie doctors.
Was he? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cuba Gooding was the copter pilot.
Yes.
Yeah, he flew choppers too, but he was also a doctor, I
Oh.
think, in it. Yeah, that's it. Like everybody in the Air Force flies airplanes.
Mhm.
Ah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, in this day and age, we saw 2 summers ago, once an outbreak starts to hit, the social justice system is going to collapse.
Mm-hmm.
Everything
It's gonna get nuts. It's gonna
was
get nuts.
jacked up.
And see, that's what's so scary about anything to do with any kind of an apocalypse. I'm talking EMP, virus, zombie, anything. People are inherently
Stupid.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They're the dumbest
And
animal
so-
on
Oh, I
God's
thought we were
planet.
guessing.
hate people. I
We are going to
fucking-
be running around like idiots with our heads cut off, trying to
Mhm.
figure out where the hell to be, where the hell to go, what the hell to do. Why
Where's
wasn't
the
I
more
growing
toilet paper?
tomatoes? Yeah, exactly.
A lot
This
of
is
people.
this is exactly why I'm not in law enforcement anymore.
Yes.
I joined with a legitimate desire to help people.
Help people.
I really,
including arresting your mom.
Yeah, I was all idealistic. I'd arrest my grandmother. I was a damn squirrel ass.
He was a real cop.
Yeah,
Popular guy.
I was I was kind of everybody loved, but
Where do you live again?
yeah, Knoxville.
Not near you.
Speeding
I'm not
up and down your road.
I'm not
He's
a cop
not anymore.
I'm not a cop anymore, but no, I mean, it's one of the reasons I left law enforcement. I wanted to help people. You know, I had very idealistic mindset and everything about it. You know, after my first year, I decided, I hate people. And the only reason I stayed in it for 10 years, the outside chance I finally get to shoot one of them. But that didn't happen either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when the apocalypse happened, just remember one thing: people are edible too.
Yeah.
Oh, you go
Long
there.
pork, baby. Long pork.
I'm sorry. That was a bad joke.
Never heard of
Gotta
mad
get
cow
it.
disease?
Castro the Cannibal. New nickname. That one's
Damn it.
sticking.
But yeah, a lot of people do not really believe that it could happen. And we all lived through the pandemic that
Yeah.
they completely foobarred, and none of us are prepared. It just
No.
proved that none of us are prepared. And I think that's something that a lot of people, they consider us conspiracy theorists if we prepare ourselves, and we're called preppers and that, I'm fully going to tell you, I've turned prepper since joining this stuff,
Oh, yeah.
since reading these books and then seeing how, the pandemic hit. I've started buying stuff that
You
is
see
going
that
to
chest
help
right
me.
there?
For
Yeah.
me,
It's full of everything.
Oh, I got my
Everything.
go bag. My go bag is sitting right over there. It's even got a couple cans of soup in
Got
it.
my
Man,
gas
I'm ready to
mask
roll.
hanging right there.
military taught me just how fast this world could go to shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just,
Mhm.
I mean, boom, like that.
I got
Take
my,
away
my
one or
3A
two
bulletproof
things,
vest and my 4A
done.
plates.
Don't
When we
forget
moved
that.
up from Florida to New Hampshire back in 2017, we lived out in the country, and my family was making fun of me because I was stockpiling paper towels, toilet paper, bottled water, canned goods. And they laughed. Oh, you're the writer, you're the conspiracy theory. They weren't laughing that much those first couple of weeks of COVID.
They were
Mhm.
calling you
Yeah.
for toilet paper, weren't
Exactly.
they?
Yeah.
Selling
Yeah.
that shit for
Don't forget to
$5 a
fatten
roll.
up your animals.
Yeah.
I mean,
Would you say? I'm sorry.
don't forget to fatten up your animals.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I could never. I could
mean-
never eat my animal.
I mean, I would never do that to my my pit
I
bull.
fatten up. Well, I would
But
fatten up
my
the neighborhood
husband's
squirrels.
German Shepherd totally.
Well, now wait. Now, you
So
Sarah.
bad.
So wait, now, Kristen, seriously, you wouldn't be thinking already now like ferret fajitas? I mean, come on. I mean,
No, not ferret
Fajitas.
fajitas, ferret kebabs.
oh,
just
kebab. Okay,
on
okay.
and
As long as we're
Be
fair, as long
realistic
as we're
about this,
fair.
Jack.
I won't be
Yeah,
eating
yeah.
lab on a slab anytime soon. I'm sorry. Love my dogs.
That's the funny thing. I could not eat my pets.
No.
I
I
just,
I don't care how hungry I am. I'll eat a
No.
leaf before
I'll
I
eat
eat
the
a
squirrel.
You in a
I'll eat,
heartbeat.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll eat chipmunk chips. But
Yes.
not,
Yep.
I could never have
What?
Tucker tacos.
well, you know what was great was in New Hampshire there was a gang of 40 wild turkeys that roamed the neighborhood,
Oh,
and
nice.
it was funny as hell because like we lived on this back road, and they would come down, and two of them would stand on the edges of the road facing each direction, and would just guard the road as the others would slowly meander across, and they would every car would stop. And then when the last turkey crossed, they gave the drivers these dirty looks and then like backed up and
You
joined the
son of a
rest.
bitch.
Like old people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't,
Judging the whole way.
So I figured we'd be having turkey sandwiches for months.
Oh, yes. Yes.
love turkey. That's probably like turkey, chicken, you know, I'll eat it. But no, me and turkeys don't have a good history.
Live walking
I'm
turkeys.
scared to
or-
death of turkeys, like live turkeys, scared to death of them.
Oh, so you wouldn't have a problem shooting them. That's what you're saying.
Mhm.
I hate turkeys.
No,
I have an innate fear of them.
I was about 16 and again, my ex and I, we were going to pick up a friend of his and I was in the car and again, I don't know what my brain was thinking about, but they had wild turkeys out where you grew up at, Jack. And well, there was a turkey on top of the car. There was a couple turkeys trying to like peck the windows, and I'm over here
Surrounded the
doors.
car.
I'm locking the doors like the dang turkey is gonna freaking like open the door, you know, like
Okay, and see, and
They're
you
gonna peck
guys,
my eyes out.
you guys wonder where these weird, ridiculous sci-fi movies come from.
Turkeys.
Birds.
There,
Yeah.
stuff like that, like the weirdest, goofy fears, like, oh, this turkey's gonna eat me. It's like
Yeah.
where I work, we have a whatever you call them, a gaggle, a group of whatever of turkeys that live where we are, but we also have a coyote who, for the record,
It's
is
very
not he is not skinny. He is not skinny. He is a very robust coyote. We also have a fox, which I am slowly making friends with. I am slowly. He keeps coming closer and closer, and I'm
He
a
thinks
big
you're a goat, Jack.
well. If he can nibble me with that little bitty snout of his, you know, we'll see what happens there.
don't
But-
wear the
But
goat
no,
monkey.
that's where that weird shit comes from. But guys, I want to keep going. I really do, because I absolutely love Scott Baker, not just as an author, but as a human being. He is one of my favorite people in the world. I love the guy to death,
Yes.
which is why I actually did break a Javin rule. This show is actually currently streaming in Written Undead right now, so
Suck
putting
it.
that out there. Don't care. Don't care. And hopefully Jeff will get to see this, because I mean it's weird to be doing a show right now with
Without him.
Scott
I know.
and there's no Jeff here. It's like Jeff should be here right now. So thoughts out to Jeff. We love you,
Yes.
brother.
Sir.
Love you, Jeff.
Yes.
So ladies and gentlemen, the way we always wrap these things up is we want to go out there and shamelessly promote for each other, because that's what we do here.
Mhm.
So I'm going to start off just so Dan can get it out of the way. Dungeon
Uh-oh.
Dan, how is your writing going right now, brother? How's your story progressing?
Actually, it's amazing. I had an aha moment.
Ooh.
Literally now I'm rewriting the last 3 chapters because this shit popped in my head. I'm like, that is fucking gold.
Nice.
And it just works so perfect. So yeah,
Love it.
coming along great. Thanks for asking.
Awesome. All right, Jenn Amato, what is up? Where you got? What you
I
at?
got my first 2 books out. The group Jana and the group Stacy just released May 30th, and it is now officially out on paperback. So if you would rather have the paperback edition, that is available now. I am currently about almost 18,000 words in my 3rd book. I had a really good writing day the other day and jumped up about 3,000 words, and
Nice.
it's really coming along. I just killed off one of the group members.
Always
Oh
fun.
man.
And I'm still waiting to find out which one you damn killed.
And
Yeah, we both are, Jack.
so yeah, so it's getting interesting. And because the next book is going to be the last one for me, and then Jack is taking over.
Oh,
I've got some stuff going down, and I'm still trying to decide whether or not it's going to have a happy ending or not.
We are actually very much looking forward to creating a ginormous universe out of this bad boy, inviting
Mhm.
anyone to write who might want to write within the universe. The creepy-
Kristen, Anthony, I'm just
Mhm.
saying that out there, you know.
But yeah, other than that, the next thing that I'm looking at doing is possibly writing sci-fi or smut. I don't know which. Maybe both.
How about both?
Smut.
Go with
Sci-fi
smut. I was gonna say go with smut.
The strongest.
Invasion of the sex robots.
There we go.
Yeah. My wife needs something to read. She don't like my book, so
Yeah.
And it's either one extreme or the other for me. I can't just do romance is kind of in the middle, and I can't do that. It's either got to be full on triple X or it's got to be nothing at all. I'm a Scorpio. I'm a psycho like that.
Shit
agree.
works for me.
So,
Yeah.
Richard, me and Bobbie are working on something, and we have got your wife covered.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
saying, without saying,
So
I'm,
Jack is currently like reading and editing and stuff for us. Me and Bobbie's got y'all covered.
oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh, it's about to get twisted up in this bitch. That's all I'm saying on that. Right? Oh, it's about to be crazy. All right, now, damn it, hang on just a minute.
He's got a goat in his throat.
I told you I wasn't feeling all that great when I first woke up this morning. Hell, I wasn't even actually planning on being here today.
Sorry.
Oh, look, here you
Sorry,
are.
Jack.
Here
Who's
I
a
am.
champ? Who's
So-
a champ?
We're getting this thing done. Let's keep moving this thing on down the line because I want to go to one of my favorite authors of all time, by the way, Richard Ryan Rose. Break it down with the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys for me.
All right. So yeah, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on my website, richardrrose.com. Just recently revamped the website, gave it a better look and better feel. I submitted everything for Wild-Eyed Southern Boys Dead Cold War to Audible, and it's going through the reviews right now. So I'm waiting on that to release any time now. Or at least
Steve
have-
nailed it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Steve is, he injected his awesomeness into it, and it sounds great. So I can't wait to get that one out on the market. But should be next week or so.
Cool.
So stay tuned,
And-
and we'll be there at Texas ArthurCon next month, and the Gatlinburg Bigfoot Festival the following weekend after ArthurCon. Busy month. That's all I got.
Keeping it going, keeping it going. All right, Kristen, well, you kind of already dropped the bomb a little bit about what you're secretly working on. Why don't you tell everybody about what you already have?
Yeah, so I have 2 books. Both are very dark, raw poetry. They have been my outlet through depression, through everything. You can find them on Amazon. They are called Within
Her
shoot.
thoughts.
Yeah,
Within Her Thoughts.
I can't even remember it.
She can't even get within her own thoughts. What the hell?
Bye, Kristen Vincent.
I'm recovering from last night, y'all. With heartburn.
I was with her. I saw it all happen. It's okay.
Yeah, it was bad. So Within Her Thoughts, there's book 1 and book 2. You can find them on Amazon. Both are on Kindle Unlimited, paperback, and I'm currently working on my hardback for book 2. The only difference between my hardback and my paperback is that my hardback actually has photos to go along with some of the written poems that I've written, and they're photos that I've taken or have used from my childhood or even just doodles. I am on Facebook. I am on Instagram, TikTok, and what else?
Drugs.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. And I do have my website up, and I can add that into the comments.
Drop that in there.
Yep. And also on my website, there is a link to both book 1 and 2, and you can also follow me through my website for the Instagram and the TikTok. So
Fantastic. And hey, and all of you guys, man, drop your freaking link in the comments, man. That's what we're doing this for. We're trying to get out here and we're trying to promote now because he's got a lot going on. Anthony freaking Castro. How goes it, man? The Cannibal Man. What is up, bro? You know you're going to get stuck with that most likely because of that,
it's already a thing.
It's a thing.
I'll take it. But I'll tell you this, Bad Wabbit's coming up. It's my comic book, as most of you know. Scott Baker doesn't know, I guess, but I do comic books. My first comic book is going to be Bad Wabbit #1. It is the first issue of a bigger adventure. and it is written by me, edited by the one and only Chris Philbrook, and the art is by Tommy Guns. He's an amazing artist. And
What a name.
yeah, well, I gave it to him. His actual name is Lian Chi, but like I said, he's from China, and I can't speak Chinese, and I don't want to mispronounce his name every time I say it. So I just call him Tommy Guns, and he said he loves it, and he's going to go with it. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, I got my Kickstarter. It is up right now to, like it's in pre-launch mode. And at the end, I think 13 days, I have some ban going on Facebook that's not permitting me to access any groups like DMW Comics or the Book Asylum or anything like that. I can't comment or do anything on them. So as soon as that's up, I'm going to do like a 3-day countdown. And I'm going to launch it. We're going to go. I've got comics, I've got stickers, I've got statues, I got hoodies, I've got shirts, posters. I've got all kinds of stuff going on. It's going to be a big release. My sister, she said, I've never seen anybody do so much for their first release. And I said, you know what? I'm dying of heart failure. So I'm going to do as much as I can, as soon as I can. And I'm going to get it all out there all in one shot. So go to dnwcomics.com. You can find my store. You can find my links to my social. I have everything on there. I will drop the Kickstarter link in the comments, and then everybody can go find me. And I hope that you guys really enjoy what I've been working on for the last 3 years. It's going to be awesome.
It is. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. The art style is what got me right off the rip. Just seeing Bad Wabbit, seeing what he looked like, cigarette hanging out. And one of my favorite things, and this is just a thought off my own head, do with it as you may. But, have your regular cover, what you got planned. But the back cover, like where your blurb should be, on the comic, I want the Bad Wabbit behind bars holding the little sign with his prison number on it.
That's actually one of the covers. I have 3 different covers for the comic book. I have the original cover, which is going to be the Star Wars-esque cover. I have the alternate cover that's based on a design I did for a cover, but it's done by Tommy Guns, so it looks way more comic book, ready. And then I have the third cover, which is the one that I did personally, where he's standing there on the lineup with the cover with his prison number and all that stuff. It's going to be really awesome. And I'm telling you, I don't think I've worked on anything so hard in my life. And it's going to be so worth, if you guys really want to know what Bad Wabbit's like, if attitude wise, and there's a reason why he's in tank top, go watch Die Hard with a Vengeance, and he is basically Bruce Willis in that movie. Like the way he did not want to get put on this damned adventure. He's got a hangover. He's just really not feeling it. Like that's Bad Wabbit in the first book for sure.
Dude, well, I can't wait till you finally get this thing out. I can't wait to get my frame to stick that bad boy in.
Yeah,
well,
it's gonna be awesome.
Granted, I don't have a whole lot going on. I'm working on some stuff. We got a secret project that Jen knows about. We're working on that. And I've also got my Blood Trail series that I'm trying to figure out, along with Domino, my short story, the first ever thing I ever had published. So yay for that.
Yay.
And I got 4 other critters that I'm gonna have to write following that. And some of those critters might happen to be ferrets, by the way, just pointing that out, sticking that out there. But the thing I want to hype real quick is Chris Bonner. This guy right here sent me this book, and I know we've talked about it before, but he sent me this massive monstrosity after he found out that I had lost mine in the March 2020 tornado. So he hooked me up and sent me that. Had him on the show, fantastic guy. And so he said, well, I'm going to send you a book. I'm going to do some of my doodles in the front of it. Now, authors, seriously, pick your game up, because this.
Oh, damn. That's pretty awesome.
I bet.
And look at the nameplate. That is my ass up on the crucifixion. It's beautiful. This thing is freaking beautiful. So go get Bazamel. This is a cool story that he has got put together here, right here. Do it, get it. You're going to love it. I'm not even kidding you. So you see the pigs falling from the sky because apparently they don't fly. This is just awesome. And so Chris knows if he tunes in, here's his frame. He's got his frame looking beautiful. It's ready to go up on the wall. So now we finally reached the end. Scott freaking Baker, my brother, where can everybody find you? What all are they going to find when they do find you? Break it down for us, man.
If you're looking for my books, Amazon authors page, Scott M. Baker, there's about 30 books there right now. 30
Holy
books.
shit.
30 books, novellas, and I'm not sure if the anthology has been pulled yet. I have 2 anthologies only for Kindle, but I'm combining them together and I'm going to make it a Kindle and a print book. Scott M. Baker, Amazon.com. Best place to find me on social media is on Facebook, Scott Baker's Realm of Zombies, Monsters, and the Paranormal. And what I'll do is later tonight, I'll put the link tree there. So you can go through. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Goodreads, though I'm not on Goodreads that much. My YouTube channel, everything will be linked there. But best place to find me is Scott Baker's Realm of Zombies, Monsters, and the Paranormal on Facebook.
Okay, now are you still doing the weird realities with Rich Restucci and Hadley
Yes.
Thorne and Alan Gamboa? Okay.
Yep, we do the every Thursday night we do Watching Weird. Last week was great. We did John Wick 4, which is best description is it's gun and blade porn. And we did Shoot 'Em Up with Paul Giamatti and
Love
Clive
that
Owen.
movie.
Oh, that's great. And
Yeah, Shoot 'Em Up is great. Do you know that was based on Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd, right?
I heard that. Yeah.
I did.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know
I'll look
that.
it up. It's a true story. Bugs Bunny was the main character, and Elmer Fudd was Giamatti. So it's interesting. It's interesting.
Oh, neat.
And I also do on the Weird Realities a real talk where I talk to writers who've gotten their books turned into movies or screenwriters. This Tuesday night, it's not going to be live. It's going to be pre-recorded. We're talking to David Simpson, author of the Zombie Road series.
Yes, we've had
Oh,
him
yeah,
on. Love that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Man.
I
He's
love
got
that.
so
I
much
love
going
that.
on.
That is such an awesome zombie series.
And I think it's so much bullshit that people got all pissed off at him and how he dealt with the end of his series. You know,
You
like
were one of them. What are you
It
talking
was,
about,
it
Jack?
was different.
Calling you out.
I
I went
at
into
first.
the last book thinking, oh, this is going to be bullshit. And it was like, all right.
I liked it.
That's
Yeah.
what got me was I had to go back and kind of I fired it back up on the Audible after we had the show where I bitched about it, because I bitched about it, and then I went back and I listened to it again and I went, oh, okay, this does work. It does work. And now he's got a freaking video game possibly being made out of that.
What's
You
it
know,
called?
so
They're filming a series, aren't they?
no,
It's been
still in
temporarily
talks.
put on hold.
yeah, that's
Oh,
been
okay.
put on hold. So now he's gone the video game route. And so he's been posting pictures lately of like character designs of like what they may look like, but you're not
Mhm.
playing as those characters. You're playing as yourself, and those characters are there to kind of guide you along. So you get to, and
That's
it's
the
all
best way.
VR. It's going to be VR. It's going to be full
Oh.
virtual reality. And you're
cool.
going to be roaming around in the Zombie Road universe, which is badass.
Yes.
So anyway, Scott,
Okay.
continue. Sorry about that. You threw
No.
us on a down a rabbit hole right there.
no, that was just wrapping it up. You know, Thursday nights watching Weird. Every other Tuesday night we do Real Talk, and you know I'm always on my Facebook page. That's where you'll find out where upcoming book signings, new releases, and a shitload of bad jokes.
I was going to say that was the part I was about to bring up, and you threw it in there anyway because you have got some of the corniest dad jokes ever, and I
Thank you.
love it.
I
I'm-
love
I'm
them
here.
so much.
They made me chuckle.
100% I'm for it.
Totally here for it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a little bit longer episode of the, I almost said the other name, the Book Asylum podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. And Scott, dude, this ain't your last appearance. We will be having you back again, guaranteed. And hopefully Jeff will be able to be here, for
Yeah.
the next one.
All right.
But
I hope so.
So for Dungeondan Uebel, Anthony freaking Castro, or as we know him around here, just simply as Castro.
The cannibal.
Jenn, here we go. I'm about to have fun with this one. Jenn Folking Amato, tomato, tomato.
You can change your name on here, right?
Yeah,
Oh, I
know.
can.
I
I
did.
can- I can-
I
I
did the
can-
last time. I just didn't this time.
I can do whatever I want down from this side, we can leave it alone. For my cryptid cousin, Richard Ryan Rose, Angel Ramon, who had to step out to take care of the parents, Bobbie Jean, who had to split there. She was getting in a ride, having to head off on probably some super secret mission. And my friend, Queston Vincent, poet extraordinaire, and the guest of the week, my dude, the one and only, the freaking great CIA agent, man, who's probably done stuff that he would never tell us about actually on air. Maybe behind the scenes. I don't know. Scott freaking Baker, dude.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
This has been the Book Asylum podcast, and we are out.
See ya.
Ciao.